T-Ski. What's good, YouTube, man? It's your boy, T, man. And today we got the harsh truth about Caitlin Clark. Now, if you don't know Caitlin Clark, go do you some research. Go search you up some highlights. Go watch you some highlights. Iowa, I would recommend the Iowa basketball highlights, not the WNBA. The WNBA, she got some nice shit, but go watch them Iowa clips, boy. You gonna understand. You gonna understand what he talking about in this video. I don't even know what he said in this video, but you gonna understand what he talking about if you go watch some Iowa highlights, boy. Now, this is my favorite player right here. So we gonna get straight into this. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about Caitlin Clark. Is she the WNBA version of Larry Bird? That's my question for everybody. My bad. Let me start the video.
Some athletes are good. Some athletes are great. But very rarely does an athlete make such an impact that they begin to transcend their sport. You know, those times where an athlete is creating so much buzz that people who don't even follow the sport know their name. These athletes hardly ever come around. But when they do, you know something special is going on. Growing up, I used to skate, so of course I know who Tony Hawk is. But my mom also knows who Tony Hawk is. In a sport that tends to only retain the most die-hard fans, Usain Bolt was so incredible that he became a household name. And it also helped that his name sounds like he was destined to be the fastest man of all time. Ask the average person to name any golfer, and they'll instantly say Tiger Woods, followed by no one else. There are very few athletes that reach this level of popularity, where they almost single-handedly lift their sport to new heights. And right now, women's basketball is home to an athlete that may just be next in line to be one of these transcendent athletes. Caitlin Clark has only been in the WNBA for one season, and she is already the face of the league, drawing in more fans, viewers, money than ever before. But it hasn't come without harsh criticism, some of it targeted at the disproportionate admiration and attention being given to just one player, and some of this criticism claiming she simply isn't nearly as dominant as we are led to believe, a product of the sports media machine.
See, look, here's my thing with Caitlin, though, y'all. Like, we gotta understand, bro, she's like that, but it was her rookie season, so of course she's not gonna dominate the league. She gotta get the feel first, and her team is not crazy. Imagine, okay, if they would have put her on the Aces, now all that domination talk, she would have averaged a double-double easy. They would have put her on the Aces. They would have put her on Liberty. They would have put her on the Connecticut Sun. Any elite team in the WNBA, she's averaging a double-double easy. She's on the Fever. They rebuilding the squad, you feel me? She's selling out every game she go to. This is what we don't like. The other players got to stop hating, bro. She's selling out your game too. She coming to your game selling out. So all you got to do is hoop. All you got to, because somebody that's there watching the Caitlin, they came for Caitlin Clark. Now they seeing you out there, you got 25. They like, damn, who's shorty? I came for Caitlin, but she hooping. You feel me? Just like, what's the left-hand girl? Mitchell on her team. She's a hooper. I don't know. I heard of her last year, but I didn't know she was getting buckets like that. You feel me? Y'all just gotta, you know what I mean?
Pushing their golden child. Is Caitlin Clark really as good as advertised? Or have her talents been overblown for the sake of the WNBA and the future of women's basketball?
And I want to personally thank Caitlin Clark,
like, come on, bro,
for lifting up our sport.
Caitlin is like that, bro. Caitlin is like that. And stop comparing her to Angel Reese. I'm sorry.
Football season is here, and my partner's...
Yeah, he gonna have to get the fuck out of here with that draft. But Angel Reese, no, sir. She nice. She like, you know what I mean? Like, I say, like, fucking Dennis Rodman type. She not fucking, like, you know what I mean? That's like comparing Larry Bird, Dennis Rodman. Like, that's not a thing. Like, people, we don't do that, bro. You feel me? Like, that's not.
On April 7th of this year, the women of the NCAA Basketball Championship accomplished something completely unprecedented. Throughout the game, they drew in nearly 19 million viewers, a number that shattered every NCAA women's record, exceeded the viewership of any men's...
If you ain't watched this game, you missed out.
tournament game over the last half decade, and even surpassed every single NBA Finals game since 2018. The game was a
Sheesh.
groundbreaking spectacle, with people who had never even tuned into a single basketball game in their life turning on the TVs to see who would be crowned champions. The majority of this flocking attributed to one player, Caitlin Clark. Her unbelievable range and record-breaking performances proving to be must-watch TV. The true testament of her greatness and impact, all of the doubt and borderline detest that quickly followed her ascent. Some fans and players, both past and present, questioning if her talents would translate to the next level and if the horde of fans she inspired would follow. They did. Her WNBA debut attracted the most viewers of any WNBA game in the history of ESPN. Indiana's home game attendance jumped from an average of 4,000 fans last season to an average of over 17,000 fans this season. A more than 400% increase in just a single year. Transactions in the Fever's team store jumped over 700%. And WNBA viewership has skyrocketed to levels that even Clark's biggest advocates could not foresee. Game 4 of last year's WNBA Finals drew in more viewers than any WNBA game over the last 2 decades, with 728,000 fans tuning in for the game, living up to the hype as one of the most anticipated games in the history of the league. This season, there were 22 regular season games that eclipsed that mark, 21 of them drawing in over 1 million viewers. Even crazier, 18 of those 22 games featured Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. But the most revealing evidence of the now
Like, she's a generational player. You have to appreciate her, bro. She's basically Curry. That's who she plays like. She's Curry. She's Curry, bro. She's different. Look at this, bro. They coming to see her, bro, but you just happen to be there. So you just do your part and play basketball. You feel me? We not here for all that. All them cheap shots they be doing on her and shit, bro. We not here for none of that, bro.
Now dubbed Caitlin Clark effect is the fact that WNBA viewership
CC
has
effect.
nearly caught up with NBA viewership in
Jersey's
2024.
hard as fuck.
On ESPN, NBA games averaged 1.56 million viewers this past season. WNBA games averaged 1.2 million viewers, a number that was inconceivable just a couple years ago. But Caitlin Clark's soaring popularity has been a point of contention for many fans of the WNBA, frustrated that in a league that is bursting with talent right now, it's all just being overlooked for the poster child of women's basketball. Do Caitlin's abilities actually warrant the hype? In just her rookie season, Caitlin broke over a dozen league and franchise records, including the WNBA's single-season assist record. She set the record for the most assists in a single game. She received the most All-Star votes of any player in WNBA history, set a new league record for double-doubles by a guard in a single season, scored the most points of any rookie in league history, and became the first rookie in WNBA history to put up a triple-double. Just this past week, it was announced that Caitlin made first-team All-WNBA, which makes her the first rookie to make first-team All-League, All-WNBA.
Oh, they got Asia. Okay. Oh, that's a solid squad. They don't got no guards on there though. They must not do it like the NBA.
Which makes her the first rookie to make first-team All-League since Candace Parker did it 16 years ago. Turns out those awe-inspiring performances from her days in college did in fact translate to the pros. Because even against the best defense in the world, she is pretty much an offensive cheat code. Throughout her rookie season, with points and assists, Clark generated 45.2% of all points produced by the Indiana Fever. For perspective, she has a larger offensive load than every single player in the NBA last season, outside of Luka Doncic. And she's a rookie. But to really understand Caitlin's unparalleled offensive prowess, here are the 200 most productive offensive seasons in WNBA history on a scale of points generated per game. And among these seasons, you'll find the greatest players in the league's history. Lisa Leslie, Tamika Catchings, Cheryl Swoops, Candace Parker, and Angel McCoughtry have tons of seasons littered throughout this chart. Climb towards the top and you'll find seasons from Asia Wilson and Cynthia Cooper. But with 4 of the top 10 most productive offensive seasons in WNBA history is Diana Taurasi, her 2006 campaign being the best of them all, producing 33.9 points per game. And then there's Caitlin Clark, who is already the most potent offensive player in the history of the WNBA in her rookie season. Women's hoops has never seen a player like this. And as absurd as her numbers are, how she puts up these numbers is just as incredible. Here are the players who attempt the longest three-pointers on average in the NBA last season, with Trae Young leading the league with the deepest three-point attempts with an average distance of 27.94 feet, and Damian Lillard and Stephen Curry just a shade closer. Despite it still being worth the same amount of points, the longest shooters in the NBA are stepping 4 feet outside the three-point line on their attempts. But even amongst the deepest shooters in the world, Caitlin Clark is on her own island, because throughout the 2024 regular season, her average three-point distance was 28.1 feet, which is not only further than any player in the NBA and in the WNBA, it is a whopping 6 feet out from the WNBA three-point line. Has Caitlin Clark been worth all the attention and hype that has engulfed her over the last 2 years?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd say so. She didn't just have a successful rookie season. She had one of the best rookie seasons in recent basketball history. And this isn't just to her benefit, but the benefit of the entire WNBA. Because the seismic boost in the WNBA's popularity this season is not limited to those turning on the games to see what she'll do next. It can also be found in the fans actually showing up to the games. Looking at a chart of the average attendance of WNBA games since the inception of the league in 1997 will tell you a story of a league that has seen their fair share of good days and bad ones. In 1997, there were only 8 WNBA teams, all with really healthy attendance numbers due to the excitement of a new women's league. The league quickly expanded to 16 teams, with a handful of teams emerging as fan favorites, like the Washington Mystics, the Phoenix Mercury, and the LA Sparks. But with a massive league expansion came a nearly equal retraction. Many teams folding along the way, such as the Soul, Fire, Miracle, and Sting. But it wasn't until COVID where the league's once steady fan base was wiped out. In 2020, there were no fans in attendance due to COVID protocols, and when play resumed in 2021, attendance was at an all-time low, a number that has been quickly rising in the few years since the pandemic, but has specifically seen an explosion this season, where for the first time, league attendance was higher than the WNBA's inaugural season. The Indiana Fever seeing the highest attendance numbers in league history, nearly selling out every single home game. In a league where attracting the casual fan has been a seemingly insurmountable task, Caitlin Clark has defied the odds by not only drawing in new fans for her and her team, but rising the tides for the entire league. This is completely unprecedented, at least in the WNBA it is. But there was a time when the...
See, this go back to what I was saying earlier in the video, man. Like, do you see they got the highest average attendance rate, and they wasn't even that nice. They got eliminated first round this year. So imagine when they get nice. That it's gonna be 20,000 plus fans every single night. And it's a lot of girls that like to hate. But stop hating and just get better. Like, it's nothing you can do. She's like that. Y'all see, she take shots 6 feet from the three-point line, bro. She get face guarded every play. And she's still out here 20 and 8. You know what I mean? She averaged something like that, 26 and 7 or something like that. Something nasty, you feel me? Like, it's different out here. Like, it's really different. Caitlin Clark really different, bro. Y'all got to do your homework on Caitlin Clark. You have to do your homework, bro.
The NBA was facing similar struggles until a pair of players showed up and changed everything. After the success of the Celtics in the 1960s, the NBA's growth in popularity had come to a grinding halt in the 70s. The league had a rampant drug problem. An emerging rival league known as the ABA was picking up steam, and the NBA didn't really have a face to propel the league into the next decade. Jerry West was on his way out. Kareem was incredible, but he didn't really have the personality or charm that fans gravitate towards. Bill Walton's prime was cut short due to injuries, and many fans felt Julius Erving's introduction to the league after leaving the ABA in 1976 was a bit short of what was advertised. Many games were lucky to see even half capacity in attendance. Many teams were losing money. The NBA had fallen to a, quote, second-tier sport behind the NFL, MLB, and NHL. All of this culminating to the point where some networks infamously had NBA Finals games on tape delay in the late 70s due to low ratings. The league was in desperate need of a generational, transcendent superstar. Lucky for them, they got two. Coming off the most popular rivalry in the history of college basketball, Larry Bird and Magic Johnson propelled the league to new heights in the 80s, transforming the NBA from a second-rate league into a behemoth of sports and entertainment. A tandem that many longtime NBA fans
Hey, they did bring the game back, bro. They did. If y'all want me to go react to that horsemanship rival, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, I already seen it. We could do it again. I could watch it 100 times if y'all want to. But if you feel me, if y'all want me to do that, let me know. But make sure you drop the like, you subbed, and you turn on post notice if you made it this far. Like, you might as well be in the, you know what I mean, in the family at this point.
say saved the NBA. Now, this isn't to say Caitlyn is the second coming of two of the greatest, most important figures in the history of basketball, but her impact on the sport at such an early stage in her career has reached a level reminiscent of some of the most influential athletes of all time relative to their sport. Because her popularity hasn't just affected her, it has had a cascading effect on players across the entire WNBA. Clark has essentially become the gateway to NBA fandom for many people. They come to witness the phenomenon that she is and end up staying once they see just how awesome the league and its players are. Players around the league are signing groundbreaking endorsement deals. Teams now have their own planes and new facilities. Many WNBA players have become household names, some of the most recognizable figures in sports today. There is real, genuine discourse about the games and the players right now that exists beyond the diehard fans. Conversations about the WNBA are now no longer about the legitimacy of the league itself, but instead about its players, records being broken, rivalries, the playoffs, title hopes, the draft, and up-and-coming prospects. It's understandable that Caitlyn's explosion in popularity has caused a lot of tension. Why is she getting all the attention when there's tons of great players around the league doing great things? The answer to that question? Well, it depends on who you ask. But there's no denying the widespread impact Clark has made on the league in just a single season. For years, players in the WNBA pushed for people to give their talents and their skills and the product a chance. And in record numbers, people finally are. Now, what it took to get them to tune in may not be the most ideal circumstance, where for many casual fans, one player is overshadowing the vast majority of an entire league, but it's 1,000 steps in the right direction. Whether the Caitlyn Clark effect will have a lasting impact on the league and retain these new viewers and fans and continue to draw in more in the future is something that only time will tell. But one season in, and she is on a path to being one of the very few truly game-changing athletes of her generation. And yes, she's got all the talent to back it up.
Yeah, bro. Caitlin Clark is a dog. She's going to continue to be a dog. And you know, like, she just different. She just different. And you just gotta do your homework on how different she is, you feel me? Wait till next season, bro. She gonna turn the fever all the way up. She gonna turn the whole franchise around, you feel me? She gonna break all type of records. She gonna set all type of records that might not be reached for a long, long time. But y'all know how I said she Larry Bird. You feel me? Angel Reese basically, she could be Magic Johnson. She Larry Bird. But y'all know who come after them. Y'all know who came after Larry and Magic, right? Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Now, I want y'all to, if you still here and you don't know nothing about this girls basketball, go look up USC women's basketball. You gonna see a young lady, the name of Juju Watkins, and that is Michael Jordan. She will be here in 3 to 4 business years. You feel me? When she gets to the league, oh my God, boy, y'all boys gonna be in trouble. But nah, I'ma get up out of here. You feel me? I'ma see y'all tomorrow. Drop a like, comment, subscribe, post notice, do all that good shit. You feel me? Love you. But I'm gone, my dogs. Peace.